Oh, and thanks so much for stopping by Lighthouse 210 today. Today, we're going to talk about Venus. It's a good thing to check your birth chart, get a free chart, online and see where Venus is. I was listening to an astrologer a couple of days ago. They were doing a presentation about Venus in your 12th house, and she says that you need to, if you have that, you need to drop everything and learn, whatever planet that is showing, learn more about that planet in the 12th house. Um, Venus transit, let's say if Venus is transiting the 12th house, it represents a stagnancy in the love and the monetary gains. So you got to have that love together in order to have that bank book right. You got to have that equal or that balance in the love department because it balances out your bank account, in other words. People in relationships may experience a need for more private love, for more of a private love life at this time. A person may also discover a secret of pure curiosity when Venus is in the 12th house or Venus um, transiting the 12th house. Um, Venus is also the second planet from the Sun, named after a Roman goddess of love and beauty, and the only planet named after a female. And when I first read that particular statement earlier, I said, "Wow." I started thinking about the Williams sisters. One of the sisters' names is Venus, and the father started working with his daughters like early. They were like really young, like almost like toddlers, almost. As far as teaching them, getting them familiar with the game of tennis. And look at them now, champions. I mean, they are phenomenal. But I started thinking about, he and his wife, their mother and father, I'll put it that way, really, they really thought about what they wanted to name their daughters. Um, they gave it a lot of thought. I mean, if you name your daughter Venus, and Venus is the only planet named after a female, that's amazing because names have a lot of meaning to them. So you have to really think about when you do name your baby, your infant, research it. Make sure that they can stand up to their name. And they did that. It's amazing. Venus may have been named after a most beautiful deity of the pantheon because it's shown the brightest among the five planets known to the ancient astronomers. And a pantheon is a temple of all gods of a religion. It has been sacred as far as talking about the morning star and the evening star. It has been sacred of gods of many cultures and and has been a prime inspiration for writers and poets. The creativity that Venus brings to the writers and the poets. I have Venus in my chart as well, and I do a lot of writing and the creativity in that, and um, I'm a poet as well. So that part is definitely, I can attest to that. Right? It's true. Venus was the first planet to have its motions plotted across the sky as early as the second millennium BC, which is before Christ. And we all know that a millennium is 1,000 years. So that's looking at it from a calculated aspect as far as a traditional date of the birth of Christ, that is. Venus is also the hot, hellish, and volcanic planet. Venus's atmosphere, traps heat from the sun as an extreme version of the greenhouse effect that warms the Earth. The temperature on Venus is hot enough to melt lead. So that's pretty hot. Because a greenhouse is basically a building of glass walls and a glass roof. So just think about that. The reflection of the planet Venus reflecting against that glass. You know, a greenhouse is having plants and tropical plants, even tomato plants inside, and the greenhouse warms the air and keep those plants nice and warm even in the winter, just year round. That's the whole point of a greenhouse. So that's the effect that Venus has on, as far as in reference to planet Earth. It has the greenhouse effect that warms planet Earth. The distance from the sun, as far as Venus, the planet distance, the planet Venus distance from the sun is 67.24 million miles, and the orbit period is 225 days. The length of days is 116. The air pressure of Venus. The atmosphere of Venus is the layer of gases surrounding Venus. It is composed of primarily carbon dioxide and is much denser and hotter than planet Earth. So, you know, it's a good idea, again, to get a free birth chart and see, you know, what planet you have in your 12th house, or if you even have that at all. But there is a planet in your 12th house, I'm pretty sure. If you don't have that, then you're lucky. But don't forget, the first thing we talked about is make sure that you have dropped the junk in your trunk so you can mirror what you want in partnership. Because when partnership is funny, then the money is funny. So it's a good idea to balance that out so that the bank book stays fat and your relationship is always flourishing with beauty and love. So I have some other things I wanted to talk about, but I'm going to stop here, and we will talk about those other things next time you come by. Thanks again for stopping by my channel, Lighthouse 210. Namaste.